Okay, so as requested today and as promised, I'm just doing a quick video solution of question 8, which, as you remember, I said if you know how to do this question for homework, then you should get on all right with the question that's on your actual mock paper on coordinate geometry of a circle. So as with every question, we're going to read the question, see what information we have and what information we're looking for, and then we move from there. So we're told we have a circle H, and we're told that it has a diameter with endpoints -2, 3, and 4, 7, as seen in the diagram. So we know that that's a diameter. Well, we know enough about circles to know that if this is the diameter of a circle, that means it's the distance from one edge to a circle of another. And that means that the diameter has to go through the center of the circle. And it also means that the center of the circle is actually going to be the midpoint of this line. Since this goes from one side of the circle to another, the middle of it is going to be the center. So what we're actually trying to do for the first question is find the midpoint of that line. So we're trying to find the midpoint between -2, -3 and 4, 7. So if you remember our midpoint formula, you don't need to remember it off, it's in the log tables, but it's x1 plus x2 over 2. It's going to be our x coordinate for our midpoint, and y1 plus y2 over 2 is going to be our midpoint for the y coordinate of the midpoint. So just to be clear, the reason we're finding a midpoint is because the center is going to be the midpoint between the diameter. So sub into our formula. We take our first x coordinate and our second x coordinate, and we put over 2, -2 plus 4 over 2. And we take our first y coordinate and our second y coordinate. That gives me -3 plus 7 over 2. We can type that into our calculator. I'm just going to do it out here, just out of laziness. So -2 plus 4 is 2 over 2, which is 1. And -3 plus 7 is... -3 plus 7 is 4 over 2, which gives me 2. So our center there is 1, 2. And as we can see from the graph, 1, 2, yeah, that seems right. We go up to 1 and 2 on the graph. So yeah, 1, 2 is the correct point there. So the center C is 1, 2. So that's part A answered. Now we're looking at part B. So we found the center, and now we're actually going to use that to calculate the radius. So it's important we know a small bit of information about circles to answer this question. And we should remember from our junior cert and from pretty much first year up that what a radius of a circle is the distance from the outside to the middle. So now we have the coordinates of the middle because we found it in the question, and we have the coordinates of 2 points on the outside. So if you find the distance between the middle and a point on the outside, that's going to give us our radius. So we're actually finding the distance between point C and point B. So we're finding the distance between 1, 2, which is our midpoint, and 4, 7, which was our point on the edge of the circle. So our distance between 1, 2, and 4, 7. And our distance formula, it's called length of PQ in our log tables, because length and distance mean the same thing. Our formula is going to be x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 squared. So we're finding the distance between those 2 points. We just need to sub in the difference between our x values squared plus the difference between our y value squared. So our x value, the first one is 1 and the second one is 4. 1 minus 4 squared. And our y values, the first one is 2 and the second one is 7. 2 minus 7 squared. 1 minus 4 squared gives me 3. So we can type all this into our calculator. I'm just going to do it out. 1 minus 4 is 3, squared is 9. 2 minus 7 is 5. Squared is 25. So our answer to that is the square root of 34. So our center of the circle is 1, 2, and the radius of the circle is root 34. Center of the circle was the midpoint between these 2 points on the edge, and the radius was the distance from the middle to the edge. Now we can use that to write down the equation of h. Again, another formula we don't need to learn off because it's in the coordinate geometry section of our log tables. The equation of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, where hk is the center. So hk is the center, and our equation of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So we just need to sub in our h, our k, and our r. So our center of the circle here is 1, 2. So that means that h equals 1, just comparing it to the center, and k equals 2. Again, just comparing it to the center. So that in x minus 1 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals root 34 squared. Root 34 squared, root and square cancel each other out, so that's just 34. Or if I don't want to worry about learning off what stuff cancels out, I just do root 34 squared, and it gives me 34. So we can check it on our calculator as well, but you should know by now that root and square are opposites, so they're going to cancel. So that is part C of the question answered as well. And that was as far as I actually wanted you to go for homework. I didn't want you to worry about part D because we haven't covered it yet. We might go back and look at that after the mocks instead. So stay safe tomorrow. I'll post a few suggested exam questions that I think you could do as well, and they'll be, let's just say I'll pick them strategically to help you with the mocks. So look, I know I'm uploading this very late at night, but even if you get a chance to do this over the weekend, it would definitely be helpful for you.